Stop being easy to manipulate.
Ever felt like you're talking, but no one is actually listening? Or wondered why some people have a magic touch when it comes to getting what they want? Welcome to the Science of Yes. In this beginner-friendly guide, we break down the world-famous rules of persuasive communication. You'll learn the 7 universal shortcuts our brains use to make decisions. Watch until the end to see which rule you've been following for your whole life. Today, we're diving into the science of getting to yes, a field guide to the rules of persuasive communication. Think of this as decoding a hidden system. Whether in work, leadership, or everyday life, there are patterns behind why people agree, and once you see them, you can use them intentionally. Let's start with the foundation. Saying yes isn't always a careful decision. More often, it's a shortcut because thinking deeply about everything would simply be too exhausting. Our brains are constantly under pressure. To cope, they rely on mental shortcuts, quick rules that help us decide without overthinking. Persuasion works by activating those shortcuts at just the right moment. Imagine the mind as a maze. Every day brings countless decisions, too many to analyze one by one. So instead, we lean on heuristics, automatic rules that guide us through. Persuasion taps directly into these paths. Principle 1, Reciprocity. At our core, we're wired to return favors. When someone gives us something, we feel a quiet pull to give back, and that's where influence begins. So if you want to persuade, don't start by asking. Start by giving. And make it count. Unexpected, thoughtful, and personal gestures create the strongest sense of obligation. Principle 2, Commitment and Consistency. We all strive to be consistent with our past actions and our public identity. Once we take a stand or make a choice, we naturally want to stay aligned with it. Principle 3, Social proof or consensus. When we're uncertain, we follow the crowd, especially the lead of people similar to us. This effect gets stronger with similarity. The more we relate to the group we're observing, the more confidently we follow their lead. It reduces uncertainty and feels safe. Principle 4, Authority. We instinctively trust experts, but only if their expertise is visible. If people can't see your credibility, they won't use it. We defer to credible experts to reduce the risk of a bad choice. Establishing expertise is critical, but here's a secret. Having someone else introduce your credentials is exponentially more effective than promoting your own brilliance. Principle 5, Liking. We say yes to people who are like us, and we tend to like people who feel familiar, similar, and cooperative. Liking acts like a bridge. Shared traits, genuine compliments, and working toward common goals all make agreement feel natural instead of forced. At its core, liking rests on 3 pillars. Similarity builds connection, praise softens resistance, and cooperation builds trust. Together, they gently guide decisions. Principle 6, Scarcity. When something feels rare or limited, its value rises instantly. Not because it changed, but because access did. This is driven by loss aversion. Losing an opportunity feels worse than gaining one feels good. That tension, fear of missing out, can push people to act quickly. Principle 7, Unity, the power of shared identity and belonging. Beyond simply liking someone, we are deeply influenced by those who share our family, cultural, or professional group identity. Unity goes beyond liking. It's the power of one of us. Unity isn't imitation, it's belonging. When people see themselves as part of a group, even subtle language shifts can change behavior dramatically. The bonus rule, contrast. Our perception of value changes with side-by-side comparison. Present a heavy request first, that gets declined, and a second, lighter request suddenly seems incredibly easy to accept. In modern workplaces, influence isn't top-down, it's horizontal. Playing the "because I'm the boss" card is ineffective and demoralizing. People respond better to peers than to authority alone. So instead of pushing your own idea, let a respected colleague introduce it. And if you want trust or cooperation, model it first. People mirror what they receive. The rule is simple. Influence flows across, not just down. The strongest ideas often spread through credibility within the group. Before influencing, diagnose the situation. Are people stuck in comfort, driven by fear, pulled by gains, or pushed by frustration? Each requires a different approach. Think of it as a strategy map. Reduce anxiety with authority. Break habits with commitment. Build trust with liking and unity. Drive action with scarcity. Here's the quick blueprint. Give first, build small commitments, use peer signals, show expertise, connect through similarity, highlight loss, and reinforce shared identity. But none of this works without ethics. True influence is transparent and mutual. Manipulation, on the other hand, relies on deception, and it always backfires. Once trust is broken, it's gone. Real persuasion respects choice and highlights genuine value. Anything else is short-term and costly. Now it's your turn to notice. Where have you seen these principles in action? Which ones have worked on you, and which will you try yourself? Because persuasion, used well, is a force for good. It helps people move toward better decisions. Share your experience in the comments below.
Hi, thanks for watching. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Bye.